Hi, everybody. So, people have been asking me for a couple of years to start creating podcasts. Things you can listen to while you're at work instead of having to watch a video. You could just listen to what I say. So, I decided to try something new with this video, which is basically a podcast, and also it can be. I'm going to be posting the audio version and also posting the video version. This is my first attempt at it, and if everybody likes it, I'll keep doing more, and I appreciate everybody supporting me. So, let me know what you think. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Dave's World. So I wanted to do a video that was basically about the subject of running a modern business. When I started Super Cruises, well, basically, I started Dave's World, right? I just wanted to build stuff. I like YouTube. I've always had an affinity for YouTube. And, you guys have watched me build things like engines. You've watched me work on Mustangs, Corvettes, my Cobra. You watched me work on my Cruze. My Cruze missile build is a very famous car. And so it spiraled, right? When I started working on Cruze missile and I started working on Black Widow, my Black Cruze, people wanted the parts I was making. So I just, as basically, long story short is, for 3 years I had no income. And for 3 years I pushed and I pushed and I pushed and I wanted to grow my YouTube. So then I started realizing people wanted the parts. So as a way to make some income, I started replicating the parts that I was selling. And people were grateful. They wanted intakes, they wanted intercoolers, they wanted wastegates, they wanted stuff done to their car that was the same as what I was doing to my cars. And that was awesome. So now I started Super Cruises as an LLC. Super Cruises is its own business now. It's an actual business. So now I offer the parts, and what I do is I film as much as I can. And there was a time where I was really filming and posting very short videos over the course of the last year because I'm so busy trying to get parts out for people. And the reason for my video is I want to compare running a business in the past to running a business now. Like, let's call it running a business in the past versus modern business, right? So in the past, let's say you wanted to sell a donut, or you sell alternators, or you sell, picture frames, right? You open a business, you advertise, you sell to a customer, they're happy with the product, you say thank you, and that's it. I appreciate you supporting my business. Nowadays, with modern business, now I have to have Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook groups. And then what happens is there's competitors, right? It's not just one business versus another. Where in the past, if you were selling a donut or alternators or picture frames, you maybe had one competitor, and you know what? Somebody either wanted your stuff or they wanted their stuff, and that was it. That's it, right? No problems. Now what happens is you sell something. You might have 15 people who have a little side gig where they sell stuff like that. So if you sell an alternator, then there might be 15 people selling alternators out of their house or out of their basement or at garage sales and stuff. You have to compete with them now. And then what they do is they create stories and rumors. You might have competing companies that sell the same stuff as you. So you might sell stuff in the East Coast, and there might be a company all the way on the other side of the country that sells the same thing. That's technically competition, but people out there buy from you. So then you're dealing with them, and you're not even in competition with them because they're in a different part of your country. But because of social media, it seems like they're right next door. So you have fans, friends, and employees who create problems. Then you have direct competition people where they have employees, and those employees and customers create drama behind the scenes. So instead of you just selling something to a customer and them saying thank you and they support your business, and instead of you creating the parts or the donuts or the alternators or the picture frames that you're trying to create for people, you spend all day putting out social media fires and emails, and you have to answer to other business owners because of what's going on. And unfortunately with social media is people create drama and problems. So I was dealing with some stuff that actually just kept me off Facebook for a while. I was tired of it. And I'm grateful for Facebook because, I get to talk to a lot of people one-on-one. And while I'm talking to people one-on-one, it's great because I go, hey, here's my website, or they already purchased something, and if they need help, they don't have to wait to, get me through email or whatever. Sometimes I talk to people on the phone. I have no problem talking to people on the phone. But the moral of the story is modern business is very difficult, and especially with me because I'm a one-person operation. I even put on my website like, hey, I'm a one-man operation. I'm not Amazon. Unfortunately, nowadays, you can buy something on Amazon and have it delivered almost the same day. It's crazy. You can buy something literally today, and by the end of the day, you can get an alternator or a donut or a fitting, whatever it is, you can get it. What you can't get is custom wastegates, custom intercoolers, custom ported intake manifolds, custom painted brake calipers. That stuff just doesn't exist on Amazon, but people treat you like it does, right? Where's my parts? Where's my parts? Where's my parts? Well, that's fine. Some people understand. So on my website, I do put, hey, certain things take time, and I put the times on certain items. A wastegate ships this week, right? Big brake kits, well, hey, sometimes it might take me 2 or 3 weeks, and I put it on the website. No problem. Those people understand. But when I go on social media and I see somebody creating a rumor that comes from an employee of another company or comes from a customer of another company who actually never bought from me, that's where I draw the line. I draw the line there, and I don't think that's fair because that's what it's like dealing with modern business now. I might post something on social media that I'm doing, and another company might sell the same thing or something like it. Then what happens is a customer of another business might make up a story. And when they make up that story, now I have to sit there putting out a fire and correcting information because that's what people do on social media. Sometimes it's just easier not to go on there, but I thought it would be interesting for people out there to really open their eyes about, hey, not everybody is in this for the money, but at the same time, it takes money to be able to do this for a living. So I had somebody make a comment this week about my Gen 2 catch can setup. They're like, oh, you're in it for the money because you have this piece that's $50 in the kit. And I'm like, well, you're basing it on one part of the kit, right? It's a whole kit. And what they don't realize is that by the time I have to pay insurance, right? I got to pay insurance. I have to pay taxes. So that kit was $210, right? It's one piece is $50. But by the time I'm done buying the expensive hoses that are oil resistant, the clamps, the nuts and bolts that are stainless so they don't rust, the mounting hardware, the can goes into a cup apparatus that I build with oil resistant pieces that keep that from rotting. By the time I'm done, it was like $165, $166. Then I have my business insurance that I have to pay. Then I have to ship that to a person. Then I have to pay my taxes on top of it. So that $210 ends up really becoming like nothing in the end. But you have these people that don't even buy from you that create these stories and this BS behind it. In fact, some people, I don't even see them go on my website. Like they make comments, but they never actually been to the site. They're just paid or sponsored or whatever by another company to say this stupid stuff. And a lot of that is just rumors. So that's what it's like running a modern business these days. And when you're a guy like me who bends over backwards, like I was having conversations this week with people. One guy was, a Chandler. I was talking to you today, actually. He was telling me that I forgot about this, but I did do it. I remember now. But I thought I was going to die. I was in the hospital, literally had blood coming out of my mouth. And I was in bad shape after I had my surgery this year. And I still took the time to get on the phone and help him. And it was late. It was like midnight. And he was having trouble with his car. And I was in the hospital. And I literally dropped what I was doing and I helped him because he was in a jam. And then to have somebody else sit there and make up a story about me really upsets me because I bend over backwards for everybody. And I was in a bad mood about it. And then I see comments made about people who aren't even customers making comments about me that isn't fair because they're passing judgment. And then I see that they're, pro something else because they're either asked to be that way or they form an opinion over things they don't know. And that's what happens. Sometimes it's employees. Sometimes there's employees of another company that they're literally their whole job all day is to just cause BS on social media or create problems and make their company look better. And that's what their job is. And I don't think that's fair. But unfortunately, you know, that's the way you have to deal with modern business nowadays. And the reason for my video is to let people know that this is what's happening. And there's a reason I wasn't on social media. Now, I'm always going to be on social media. I'm always going to be there for people. I'm always going to want to help my customers. I'm always going to want to help my fans. In fact, when I posted this week about all this, you know, all these things that were happening to me because I was being attacked by a group of people who, well, whatever. It's water under the bridge at this point. But I put a post out there just letting everybody know what was going on because I got tired of dealing with that stuff. And that's what it's like running a modern business. And to say something like Dave's in it for the money, well, okay, how am I going to be able to give somebody a kit if there's not a certain amount of profit involved, right? So on one of those catch can setups for the Gen 2 Cruze, I maybe make 40 bucks, 30, 40 bucks. Well, okay, I think that's fair considering I came up with the design and I have to hand build everything, and that kit literally, I pre-build it, so all you have to do is cut 2 things and drop it right in place and it lays out perfectly in your car. I did most of the work for you. I think it's only fair if I make a little bit because I can't do it for free. If I do it for free, then I won't have a business to be able to provide for everybody. And that's what I think is not fair. And to have people come out of the woodwork, like my diverters, right? I had somebody make up a story that my diverters are $20 diverters, right? They're not. I pay $165 to have the pieces I need made for the diverter. Then I had to buy 10,000 of these custom springs that I needed to make the diverters work a certain way, and the seals that I need for them. By the time I'm done, it was like $200 per diverter. And then I figured out a way to make the diverter flutter and make the diverter sound like a blow-off valve. And my price is $250 because by the time I'm done and I pay my income tax and I pay my insurances and everything, I make about 20 to 30 bucks on a diverter. And again, I think that's fair because before me, there was no way to kill the train horn noise on the Chevy Cruze, and there was no way to get like a blow-off valve noise. And then I have the ability to make it flutter or sound like a blow-off valve. So if you remove that part from the equation, there's no way to fix the train horn noise. There's no way to get a blow-off valve sound without having to make some really expensive blow-off valve fit, and it would end up costing you about $500 or $600. And there was no way to choose flutter or not flutter, like flutter or blow-off. But I think that's worth, you know, 20 or 30 bucks in profit. But to make a lie that it's a $20 diverter, that's complete BS. Completely wrong. And that's what people do. They spread these dumb rumors. And I can't stand this kind of crap. I can't stand it. Well, I couldn't stand it. I learned now, since I posted on social media and let people know that I was being attacked and the rumors were being created, what was happening. And the great thing is I saw tons of people come out of the woodwork and defend me and come to me and thank me for being there for everyone and tell me stories about what I did for them. Because yeah, I do forget some of my own stories about me. And the great thing is that, you know, I had people come to me and tell me stories about how I helped them and how I touched their lives. And that felt good, actually. It was the reason that I started doing this. And again, my business was created because I wanted to help everybody. It wasn't created because I was looking to make money. I definitely don't make the kind of money I think people think I make, that's for sure. But I just want to at least pay my mortgage and be able to give my wife a salary. That's really it. My wife is sort of my secretary. I want to be able to give my wife a little paycheck for helping me. And then I do pretty much everything else. Even through being hurt, being sick, going for spine treatments, going for back treatments, going for knee treatments, being in the hospital, I still bust my butt to get everybody everything. And to see comments like Dave's in it for the money really is disheartening, especially when it's in my own group or the Gen 2 group or in an email or whatever. It's really disheartening. And those are just evil people. And I'm sorry there's evil people out there, but sometimes I'm going to choose to stay off Facebook just for my own sanity so I can be a better person for you. Because if I'm on Facebook, I'm soaking in all that negativity in my brain and it's not worth it. And I'm sorry that I basically let that stupidity get to me. Because more importantly, like I have relationships with people in these communities that are important relationships. Like one thing people don't realize is I have a business. Because I have a business, I buy from other businesses. So I keep people employed. I keep other businesses having income coming in. When you start doing that kind of thing, you mess with other companies. You know, for example, I have relationships with Cruze Kits. I buy a lot of parts from Cruze Kits. But if my business is getting messed with and I can't buy the things I need from them, that means their business gets messed with. Same thing with Bad News Racing, BNR, right? I have a relationship with BNR. if people are messing with me and then I can't get sales out for B&R, that means B&R loses money. The company in Florida that I use for my turbochargers, if I can't sell turbochargers, then they don't make money, which means their employees don't make money. And that's the thing. Like, if you start thinking, oh, this business is in it for the money, you're forgetting how many other businesses I'm helping support and other people I'm supporting. There is obviously money involved. That's why businesses open and run. They need income in order to run the business. I still have to pay for my lights. See those things? Those are lights. Those have to be paid for somehow. And people don't realize that when I'm selling a catch can and making 40 bucks, that, oh, guess what? Some of that goes to paying for that. I still have to put food on my table. I still have to be able to do all this and also provide these parts for people. And if I'm going to be attacked or have somebody say insulting things, it's not worth it. And then what happens is, let's say I give up. Let's say I quit. I'm not doing it, but let's say I did, right? Okay, I give up. Now those parts don't exist. Now what's the community going to do? You're going to run around constantly posting about how to fix something, and you have somebody who has no experience whatsoever act like they think they know what they're doing, tell you to do something to your car, and then they're going to mess your car up, which happens all the time. And before me, there was a lot of that happening. I cleared up a lot of problems in the community, especially with like my wastegates, right? A wastegate. But before I came, there were tons of wastegates that were universal that people were trying to make fit, and they were having all sorts of problems with their cars. They were on underboost, overboost. They had all these issues. I come out with my own wastegate, and now it comes preloaded, right? You let me know you basically let me know how your car is set up. You get my part, you put it in your car, and you pretty much never have a problem. And if you do, I'm there for you. You don't have to wait 2 or 3 weeks to get a response from me. I right away, I'm on the phone helping out, or I'm emailing, helping out right away. And that's the kind of thing that I give to the community. And to have somebody insult me really aggravates me, and I can't stand it. But anyway, this is definitely a different video from where I was talking about donuts and picture frames, but it's just what's happening. So I wanted to put a video out that let everybody know what was going on. I want to let everybody know what it's like running a business nowadays. If you're thinking of running a business, good luck. It is awful nowadays running your own business. And I'm not even a businessman. I was accused of being a businessman. I'm not a businessman. I started Super Cruises for a place for people from YouTube and people who wanted my parts where they can go and they can get stuff for cruises. That's what it was. And the cool thing is I have a lot of cool parts coming out, and I want to support everybody, and that's why I offer it. And it's going to be here. It's going to stay. I was just a little stressed out for a little while, and this kind of stuff has to stop. And if you're one of my fans or one of my customers, feel free to let everybody know how great the company is, because you know what? I need that support. Let everybody know how good the company is. Let everybody know how happy you are with the parts. Keep in touch with me. It's amazing. I try to keep in touch with everybody as much as possible. Support is important. You need the support, because if I don't have support for Super Cruises doesn't exist. So without that support, I go away. If I go away, then you lose a big chunk of things that the community needs. And the company is only growing larger and larger and larger. And the larger I go, the more parts I can put on the website, and the more other companies that help me supply the website make money. In fact, even if you're somebody watching this video and you have a product that you want to try and sell and you want to get it on my website, let me know. If it's a good product, I'll add it to the site. I don't care if it's a little side gig that you're doing. As long as the customers get exactly what you're selling, that's not a problem. Let me know. So I guess, I don't even know what this video was, but this video is sort of a vlog, me letting people know what's going on. I just needed to put it out there. I don't know what this is, but I appreciate everybody watching. I appreciate all the support I get. And if you guys are wondering what's going on, I'm finally getting to the Mustang. This was originally a member build, but I decided to just bring it in and get it done because my kids want to drive it this summer. So we're going to be working on that. I might film it, might not. I don't know. But I don't know. Have a nice day, everybody, and keep in touch.